Right, welcome back, and today we're going to be telling you another story. This time, it's going to be how I got into gaming. So this one, kind of falls back a few years, probably around 2011, I want to say. I've been gaming my whole life, but it's just like stuff like Mario, Super Smash, just, the casual games that you play with your family and stuff. But I've never actually played any kind of like competitive style or I guess try-hard style kind of first-person shooters. Like I've played 007 GoldenEye back on the N64. Great game. Like, that paved the way for a lot of different games. Best way to say how I got into video games, though, was actually back in grade 9. I'm not gonna lie, I was high when I actually did this one. I wanted to study how different music affected how you play. Why video games had the music that they had. I was so curious about that. I would spend about 6 hours replaying different games over and over again, but with different music, just to see how, like, say if you listen to rap style music, if you listen to like rock and roll metal, if you listen to like fucking, I think at the time it was the hell was it called? I don't know the style of the music because it was like along the lines of like Darude's Sandstorm, but it was like that kind of music I listened to just to see how different music affected how you play. At one point I actually wanted to get into doing like video game design and all that stuff. I never got too into it because I don't know, I couldn't get into the whole like computer designing and all that shit, programming and scripting and shit. Couldn't get into it very well, but for the most part, like that kind of gives an idea of like how I wanted to get into video games. Like I wanted to design them, I wanted to just play them, I wanted to have a career that just involved video games. Still do, but yeah, no, definitely had a science fair project where I did, do a study on how music in a video game affects the overall feel and play of that video game. I think I was too high at the time to really have a decent enough study for it, but it was the thought that counted. Well, this all started when I was introduced to Call of Duty Black Ops 1 by my roommate. This roommate is actually the same one from the Held Up a Knife Point story, so if you want to go check that out. So I actually met this roommate while working at McDonald's. He lived with me we lived together for about 6 years. He moved down here from Ontario. My family pretty much adopted him. Like he's pretty much my brother at this point. His name is Nick, and he's actually in another one of my videos playing with the Sam Squanch. So if you also want to check that out, that's who he is. So anyways, once me and Nick actually moved in together, got our own place, he played a lot of Xbox, and before that I'd pretty much only played, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, the Wii. I think I played PlayStation like once. Crazy game on that called Champions Norrath. It was actually fun. It's like a really super watered down version of World of Warcraft. Still fun. It was a very linear, like it just followed a straight path for a storyline. Not like World of Warcraft where it's open world. Now, once we got the Xbox set up, we got all settled down and shit. I saw him playing zombies actually, and he was like, "Hey, you want to play?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure, man. I've never played before, but like, don't worry, man. It's easy. Try it out." Fuck me, man. Like, he was laughing the whole time I was trying to play because I did not know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know how to use a controller like that. But yeah, no, we played a lot of zombies for the first little bit. We'd always play Kino der Toten, actually, and I think the first few games I was only able to get up to like round 3 before going down. Like, I was so terrible. After a while I was able to get up to like fucking round 40 solo, no problem. I just get bored and kill myself with something. But yeah, that's usually how I played. Yeah, no, Kino was the go-to. So we ended up getting all the DLCs and play them all except for fucking Shangri-La. Screw Shangri-La. God, I hated that fucking map. It was so bad. And then he's like, "Oh, you want to try online?" And of course, I've never actually played online before this. Like, that was new to me. I didn't know you... well, I knew you could, but it's just I never really tried to because it was... I don't know, it's just a weird thing to me. I didn't really think about it. So, of course, we tried to play a bit of that. And, Rusty at first. I think he was like, I want to say about 2nd, 3rd prestige at the time. And yeah, I failed hard at that game. But after a while, I ended up getting really into it. And I actually ended up hitting Prestige Master while he was like, I think 8th prestige. Like, I took off like a goddamn rocket in those games. For me, learning video games and actually getting good at them, I pick it up really quickly. I was able to learn the maps, learn the spawns, just how guns worked really quickly in that game, and I loved it. Like, I fell in love. And then came Black Ops 2. And good God, I probably had Fuck, on my first account, I was Mindslaughter 13. I had probably about 35 plus days played on that thing, and I'd reset it like twice. Like, I was addicted to that game. Like, every time I got home from work, playing that game. Any day off, grinding that game. Like, I was just, yeah, could not stop playing it. And even to this day, I still love playing it. It's a good game. Could do without the modders and, you know, the hackers, but whatever. So, after a while, I'd actually ended up getting my own Xbox because I was tired of playing this split screen. And from there, I started doing more competitive style playing. Like, yeah, I loved zombies. I still love zombies. Good God, the storyline. Treyarch, kudos. You have the greatest storyline for anything. My God, I don't know what happened to Black Ops 4. I stopped really paying attention. But good God, Black Ops Zombies. Whew. If they can make a movie out of that, they should. So anyways, back to my competitive, playing. I actually ended up meeting some guys online and we started playing together regularly to the point where it's like we kind of just made our own little group. I think we called it, what the hell did we call it at first? Honestly, can't remember, but I do know it ended up becoming XFML. Like, that's actually where my channel name comes from, is from, I guess, the plan that we had. That and my whole life is pretty much just one big fuck my life moment, but yeah, no. Now, when it came to playing on that, we tried to just, I don't know, we tried to be like absolute slayers of the game. Like, we were tryhards. And then I discovered esports, actually. And I think the first team that I ended up following, I still follow to this day, as actually Team Caliber. The reason I actually prefer Team Caliber over any other team is, it's kind of a different story, but I guess I can kind of quickly touch up on this. Just the kind of content that they put out with their content creators, like Kostef, Who's Chaos, and I'm Gone when he was on and off the team, but I think he's back with them now. And then, of course, Sharpeisha, or Sharp TK. My boy, the mullet man. Now, I just love their content, like they're able to play competitively, but they're also able to have a lot of fun doing it, trolling people. And it's kind of where I fell in love with the whole concept of all that, and I kind of wanted to make a YouTube off that myself, but back then I just didn't have access to that kind of money for computers and stuff and recording, so yeah, a few years too late for that, but I still do it. So anyways, back to me playing competitively. I'm pretty sure we ended up getting into a couple scrim games, but I ended up actually getting disqualified just due to, I don't know, they thought I was running a lag switch because my internet was so bad. Like, I had a shit internet. The longest time I was rocking the Clantag 3 bar just because of how bad it was all the time. But they thought I was running a lag switch and they disqualified us. I had no way of really disproving it, so I was like, whatever. Shit happens, I guess. Of course, I think it was the same year that actually TK came in second at the X Games. So, woo, my boys. So now we fast forward a bit to actually when I moved back in with my mom. It was around the same time I think Advanced Warfare came out. And not a huge fan of that game, but it was still fun to say the least. Completely skipped over Ghost because Ghost was garbage, and honestly, it was a mistake. But no, started playing Advanced Warfare, joined a clan on that one. No idea what the hell that was called. It's been too long. And I think in the games battle, we placed Diamond a few times, but I honestly can't remember. Now, a quick idea of how I play is when it comes to objective games, yeah, I try and keep an eye on objective style play, but I'm very rush heavy. Like, I think I have a clip where I just rush right down the fucking middle of S&D and just grenade and get a 4-piece or something like that. But that's how I play. I play very aggressively. Like, I'm an SMG slayer. Like, I love it. But I can also play very objectively. Like, I can sit back, keep an eye on how people are playing, and, kind of figure out their play style and kind of work with it. Which, unfortunately, nowadays, that doesn't mean jack shit, because, I don't know, man. Like, everybody's like, oh, rush in every fucking game you play. And it's like, all right, we can just, kind of keep an eye on how they play and kind of work with it. But, oh, well, what do I know? That's why Apex still has a bit of rage moments for me. But no, I was never able to actually get into playing competitively after that. I ended up getting too busy with working and all this other stuff. Girls, all that fun stuff, being an adult. But when it came to video games, those were always my outlet. Like, way for me to relax. It was a way for me to, like, it helped me think things through in a different kind of way of thinking things. Like, if you're not constantly thinking of different strategies and stuff, then you're becoming just like, I don't know, tunnel visioned. I need to edit a lot of this shit out because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Now, after a while, you know, definitely playing Black Ops. You know, playing competitively, I like to sit there and troll with Nick, go into hardcore and just, you know, be little assholes. Funny thing was, though, is that he was the one who was the bigger asshole, but I was always the one that ended up getting hit offline constantly. It was so stupid. Like, I don't know how he did it, but I was the one being nice and I was the one getting hit. I was like, oh, okay, that's fair. He still brings it up and still laughs at me. But on top of that, I still do play the zombies. I try to do Easter eggs a lot too, which is always fun. Zombie Easter eggs. I try to do challenges like rainbow perk challenges. It was always just some little challenge to keep me going. And that's what I love about games like that, is because you can just make little challenges for yourself, you know. But that's why I love video games. Love them. Never stop playing them. But what was your guys' favorite game growing up, or even now? Like, what do you play the most? What did you play the most? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully, I can get a little bit better at video games, and you know, hopefully, I can start bringing you guys better content, but who I am. If you enjoyed, leave a like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. Ding, motherfuckers. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.